This is the story of the missing ingots. And I'm going to tell you what happened, and then what happened, and then what happened. And maybe there's a lesson in here for those of us that are shipping expensive things through the mail and buying things expensive through the mail. So let's get into it. My story begins about 3 weeks ago. I found some really unique ingots, two different 10-ounce ingots that were harder to get ones, expensive ingots. And I went ahead and placed the purchase. This was on eBay. Time went on. I think the purchase was probably earlier in the week, about 3 weeks ago. I remember going to the P.O. box on the Saturday following that purchase, and I had a few things I had purchased, and I showed those to you, some of those other classic vintage ingot bars. And I remember saying to the person at the UPS store, which is where I have my box, I thought I had another item because I was really looking forward to these. These are some of the rarer ingots I have bought recently. And they said, no, you don't have anything. And I thought, well, okay, must be my mistake because I did have one package there. Anyway, I came home, made a video for the weekend, but I kept thinking, where are those really cool ingots I wanted to show you guys? Well, anyway, another week went by, and started to think to myself, now that package has not shown up, and eBay says that it's been in the mail and it's been delivered. All right, I searched my garage, I searched my car, etc., and then I realized that I better trace this back through the numbers. And what I did was, because the UPS store, my P.O. box, has been consistently good about notifying me every time a package has been received. And I've come to rely on them telling me, when something is received. But in this case, they did not tell me this package was received. The value was in excess of $1,300, so it was not something I wanted to lose track of. But they never told me they received it. Yet when I looked on the eBay order information, the package had been delivered to the P.O. box. And I thought, oh, we have a problem here. I double checked all the numbers, and sure enough, it had been delivered per the post office, but had not been received by the UPS store. Well, after I realized that I had a problem with missing mail, I contacted the UPS store. This was last week. I said, I've got some missing mail. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, here's the tracking number. And after a little bit of a go-round, they got the tracking number right, and they saw that it was, at least on paper, delivered to their shop. They then said, we'll look for it. We don't know what's up here. They said, please get the proof of delivery. All right, I requested the proof of delivery. Within a few minutes, that arrived, and it had indicated that the package was signed for by the UPS store, or by someone. I called the UPS store. They say it's signed for by, I'm not going to say their name. And they said, the person on the phone said, oh, that's me. And I said, okay, great. Well, then, can you try to find my package? It's a high value item, and I hold you guys responsible for it. And I said, if you can't find it, do you have a claim form or something I can fill out? And they said, no, this is the first time this has happened. And maybe, it's the first time it had happened for this particular supervisor. Wasn't the owner of the shop. And I said, oh, okay, well, try to find my ingot. Well, a day went by, and they didn't find the ingot. She went on to tell me that I said, you signed for it? And she goes, yeah, that's my name, but I never signed for it. And I said, well, you and I have a contract that you will honor the chain of custody. And she said, well, I guess the post office guy is writing my name on the package and just giving me everything. And then I said, well, that's not really, why I'm paying so much. You should really, you have a responsibility to make sure you receive what the post office says you received. And kind of left it there, but I thought, this is really, they hadn't found it yet. And clearly, somebody was going to be out $1,300, and I didn't want it to be me. And I was pretty upset at this point because, I think maybe the universe has a way of telling you something. I have been purchasing and selling larger and larger value items, in the thousands sometimes. And I think sometimes the universe has a way of slowing you down because that's a lot of money going through the mail. And really, it has a lot to do with luck, whether or not you receive it or the buyer receives it. And I thought, you know what, I better slow down a little bit because I'm getting a little uncomfortable here with this much money going through the mail. Anyway, long story short, I just kind of, decided that I would write a letter to the owner of the UPS store. I wrote a letter to the UPS store. I indicated I'd been a client for a long time in good standing. I pay $400 a year for the service. Here I provided the proof of delivery for the package that has been lost, and I said I'm giving you 7 days to retrieve the package or issue me a refund for about $1,300, or I will file a small claims case. Anyway, and that's what I did, and they received it, and I didn't hear anything until the next day. And apparently that letter did some good because the owner had the supervisor just go through everything. And here is what happened. And I'm happy to say I got the package. And I wanted the ingots because I think they're worth more than what I paid for them. But here's what happened. They had received my package, not signed for it, but they let that slip. They don't sign for stuff. But they had received it. And she made a mistake and she put it in the wrong P.O. box. All right, she sent that box to another person who had my box and did not say anything to them. Or perhaps they hadn't opened it yet. I don't know, but it'd be pretty hard not to open a 20-ounce priority mail box wondering what the heck's inside it. But anyway, she called. I guess they had video or something of her putting stuff into different boxes. They figured out who they sent it to. They called them and they retrieved my package. And the package is here. Yeah, I got it back. All right, so, but I did say to them going forward, you really need to make sure you are signing for the stuff that I ship to your store because I do hold you responsible for it. And she said, yeah, we're changing our procedures, and they were very, very apologetic. But I really had to white knuckle that. And so now let's get a look at what I bought. And, I'm very happy this turned out. But it was only luck that it turned out the way it did. It could have gone the other way easily. All right, let's get a look at these. And there they are. I have opened the package. They were packed really tight. Now let's go ahead and do this one first. These are not bars that you see every day. Okay, so this is Spokane Bullion, 9.93 ounces. Beautiful toning on this bar. Just beautiful. Look at that. Spokane Bullion Ink. One of the rarer bars I have now. And here is this one. Oh man, that's reflective too. There's the back of it. Look at that little pillow top there. Isn't that pretty? I love the original patina on these things. Cincinnati, baby. I forget, Cincinnati Bullion Company or Cincinnati Refining. H305, 10 ounce. He had about 3 or 4 of these. This was the prettiest one. And yeah, I gave about $700 for this ingot, but gosh, is that beautiful. Is that beautiful? So there are the two bars, the prodigal son's return. I'm a happy camper, but you know what? I'm going to slow down some of these more expensive purchases. I think you got to listen to you just got to listen to the universe sometimes when it tells you you're getting ahead of yourself, boy. I did buy one other very rare ingot. This is a 1 ounce, and this one is the British Columbia Centennial Celebration, a 1 ounce poured bar, obviously out of Canada, 1958. All right, and I'm digging the older bars, and I know some of the ones from the 70s and 80s are a lot easier to get, but I'm looking for something a little rarer in my collection. I want to have a rare collection rather than just the bars that everybody has. So those are harder to find and more expensive when you do find them, but pretty good investments, I think. Here it is. It is 1 troy ounce of pure silver. And I believe they produced these more than once, but this one is from 1958. And it is Delta Mint. Delta Mint. Yeah, those of you that know Ingots will know the symbols better than I do. But Delta Mint 1958 BC Centennial Celebration. It's nice that survived, huh? I guess it was too small for somebody to melt, so they just kept it. All right, that's all I have for you today. Let me know what you think about my story of woe and intrigue. And do you have similar concerns about your post office box or your own mailbox? I mean, mailmen have gotten used to just signing your name, blaming on COVID, whatever. But that's not the way the world should work. And I'm glad I was able to convince my UPS store to change their practices, and hopefully they'll talk to the post office as well. Because if you hold a contract, with somebody, you're going to owe them that money. And had that been had this happened at my mailbox or my front doorstep, I would have been out of luck. I mean, 100% out of luck, because if the mailman signed my name for me and then somebody walked off with the package. Too bad, you put in a tracer. I don't know if you've ever put a tracer in with the post office. They never find anything, okay? Never, ever do they find your package. If it's gone, and it's the U.S. government, and you know what they're like. All right, that's all I have. But anyway, nice constructive week, ending a nice strong note for the silver market. And I think things are looking a little better. Don't lose faith in silver and gold. You cannot judge whether it's prudent to hold these metals week by week. You got to take a longer term perspective, and you've got a buying opportunity here. I think, if you have available funds, I see no problem in continuing to accumulate. Get the good stuff, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.